Hi guys, today we're going to be making these really pretty and easy frozen themed cake pops. So we are going to need our cake mixture to make our cake pops. So I'm just using my favourite mud cake from our local supermarket, which is just a standard chocolate mud cake. It's a very moist, fresh cake, so I've just crumbled it down into a big bowl, and now I'm just going to pour about a tablespoon. You can put about a tablespoon of half of melted butter, and now I'm just going to stir that butter in. Now normally in the past I never used to use the butter, and even in my first tutorial I never used the butter, but a lot of friends said that they found it a little bit difficult when they were trying to roll it. They couldn't get a nice round shape. So you have to make sure that your cake is moist and fresh when you're doing it this way, because when a cake is moist and fresh, it's very easy to kind of roll them and bind them together. But if you don't want to add the butter, you can add caramel sauce, chocolate sauce. You can use Nutella, jams, peanut butter. So you can use a blackberry jam if you want like a chocolate blackberry flavor, or strawberry jam as well if you want chocolate strawberry flavor. But with the jams and peanut butter or Nutella or anything else that you use that's a thick kind of spread, you want to melt it in the microwave for about 10 seconds just so it's nice and soft and runny. That way when you're mixing it through your cake, it spreads evenly. And that includes if you want to do it with ganache as well. You'll just have to make sure your ganache is nice and soft. See, because on my cake, my ganache was firm on top, so that's why I have to keep spreading it, because I'm trying to break that ganache so it goes inside the whole cake. But what I could do as well is pop the actual cake in the microwave for about 30 seconds to about maybe 40-50 seconds even before you start breaking it, and that way the ganache would be melted, and then you can just kind of stir it all together. That's if you can't be bothered doing it this way, which takes a little bit longer. But what you're looking for is just so the cake is nice and moist, so when you press some of it together in your hand, it's nice and firm and it holds its shape, and that way you know you're ready to roll them out into cake pop, basically into round balls. So now that my mixture is ready, I'm going to go get my scale and measure them out to 28 grams, because I like to have my cake pops all about the same size. Now it doesn't have to be exactly 28, so when I say 28 grams, some of your cake pops can be 27, 29. It's just between that mark. You just want them all to be a bit similar in size. Now see, with my cake, when I make my cake pops, I want my cake pops to taste more like cake rather than because if you add too much ganache or anything, Nutella, whatever you add, if you add too much of it to your cake pops start to taste more like a truffle. So they've got more like a truffle fudgy taste, and if you like that, then add more ganache or add more Nutella or whatever you're using as to bind your cake together. Add more of it and it will give you more of that truffly fudgy taste, but I don't like it, so mine tastes more like cake. So as you can see, all I'm doing is just weighing them out and rolling them, and then once I finish rolling them, I pop them in the fridge for about 20 minutes, and then I re-roll them again. So right now I'm not too fussy about how round they are. It's more just to kind of roll them up and just put them in the fridge, and then to get the actual round shape I'll more worry about that later. So you're going to go through and just keep rolling out your cake pops, and then if you are using a bought cake, remember, if you are from Australia, in our supermarkets we do have the chocolate mud cakes. We've also got them in white mud cake, caramel mud cake. You can even use the sponge cakes that have jam and cream in them. You can use that. You can use any moist fresh cake. That's the best way. Well, that's the easiest way to make cake pops if you're new to them anyway. It just makes it a lot easier than trying to find the right consistency between the cake and mixing your own ganache in it. So now that I'm going to finish these off, I'm going to pop them in the fridge, let them firm up for a good 20 minutes, and then after the 20 minutes I'm going to get them out and then re-roll them. So now they've been in the fridge for 20 minutes. Now I'm just taking them out and re-rolling them. A lot of my cake pops have those cracks and bumps and dents on them. That doesn't matter, because the chocolate, once you dip in the chocolate's going to go in all those holes and you're not going to notice it. You just want to get more like a round, perfect kind of shape, like the closest you can get to a nice round ball. Your cake pops will look nice. Don't worry about getting rid of those cracks. They'll take forever. Now I'm just dipping in my cake pop sticks in a bit of chocolate and pushing them in, and I'm going to leave them on the table to firm up for about 5 minutes. You can pop them in the fridge, but the table's fine. The chocolate firms up really fast. Now I've melted my chocolate, which I've just melted normal Nestle melt in the microwave, and now I'm dipping in my cake pops. So what you want to do is dip in your cake pops and make sure that your chocolate has had about 2 to 3 minutes resting on a, so I'm sticking them on a polystyrene foam block, and I do roughly about 5 cake pops at a time. And then you want to sprinkle, this is just some blue eatable glitter which I've purchased from my cake decorating shop. It's like little flakes of glitter. And once your cake pops have firmed up for about 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to start sprinkling in the glitter. You don't want to sprinkle the glitter straight away when your cake pop is runny and wet, because you're just going to make a chocolate mess, like a white chocolate drizzle mess, and you're going to ruin the shape of the cake pops too. So make sure that your cake pops are sitting and resting for about 2 to 3 minutes before you do, after then you can do this. So as you can see, you're just going along and sprinkling the glitter, so it's nice and wet still, so the glitter is going to stick, but you don't want to do it when it's runny. So I'm going to show you this one here. So I'm putting in the glitter, but the chocolate's still quite runny, and now as you can see, that's what happens. So make sure you and then it ruins the top shape as well. So you're going to have to flatten and fix up the top again. So just about 3 minutes for the first coat to firm up, and then start sprinkling on the chocolate, and start sprinkling on the glitter. And that's the pretty much how to get the glitter on the cake pops. So it's really easy, like very, very, very easy. And this is good if you want to hide imperfections. Now with the blue ones, I've just melted some white chocolate and I've added blue food color powder to it. I always use powdered color when I'm coloring my chocolate. I never ever use gel. And again, you're doing the exact same thing. So you're letting them rest for about 3 minutes, and then after about the 2-3 minute mark, you're going to sprinkle on the white eatable glitter, or the pearl colored eatable glitter. Now these eatable glitters, they're like little flakes, and most cake, well, I got it from my cake decorating shop, so most of them have them. If you can't get your hands on it, you can always use sugar. So you can use sanding sugar or colored sugar, but the eatable flakes kind of give it like this little shiny pearly effect, which I think looks nice with the whole frozen theme. So you're doing the exact same thing with another color, dipping them in, letting them sit. So I would say do roughly about dip in about 4 or 5 cake pops at a time and let them rest, and then start pouring on the glitter, and then get to the next 4 or 5. Don't do them all at once, because then the chocolate can firm up too quickly. And once you've finished dipping them and making them with the flakes on them, you don't pop it in the fridge, just leave them on the polystyrene block that I use, and just or any foam block that you're using, and then just let them dry out in normal room temperature. You can pop them in the fridge, but the fridge, they'll dry out, they'll harden up probably in about 5 to 7 minutes, whereas on the table probably 15 minutes. So it just saves you the whole time of putting it in and taking it out. But it's up to you. You can pop them in the fridge to set them up as well. So as you can see, all I'm doing is just repeating and doing the same thing with the blue ones. So it's a very easy, and like I said, this is really good if you have a lot of lumps and bumps, because the glitter kind of makes it look furry and fluffy, and it hides all of that, and you don't get to see all of where you've got the little imperfections on them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I have a lot of frozen themed all cakes and cake pops, and in my playlist if you want to watch them as well. So thanks so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you give me a like, and if you enjoyed my videos, subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you join in to see my next video. Thanks so much guys, and see you next time. Bye.